Get ready, because this is no drill, it's full-blown reality TV chaos at its peak. Jasmine Bleu has just dropped some jaw-dropping news about Mendeecees, and let me tell you, Yandy is not handling it well. The fearless and unshakable queen has just discovered that her constant partner, Ms. Harris, has been sneaking around with Jasmine Bleu. And when I say the receipts are a total mess, I mean it's a complete disaster. The love and hip-hop world is in flames, and the internet is on fire. Jasmine isn't just talking. She's presenting facts, receipts, and emotions, and Yandy is breaking down more than ever. Fans were absolutely stunned. But what exactly did Jasmine reveal? How did Yandy react? And most importantly, can M even come back from this? Buckle up. This scandal is about to take some wild twists. This isn't just another love triangle in the hip-hop world. It's bigger, messier, and more destructive than anything we've seen before. That's why I'm saying M got caught, red-handed. And if you've been following the drama, you already know that Jasmine and M's history has been rocky, filled with rumors and scandals. But this time, it's not just whispers. Jasmine Bleu spilled everything. And when Yandy found out, let's just say it was game over. Let's break this down, because this is the kind of drama that reality TV was built on. Nowadays, people go live to talk to followers, drop hints, and stir up drama. But Jasmine wasn't just playing games, she brought receipts. At the start of her live stream, she shared a story that left everyone in shock. She started by saying, "You're all going to hate me for this, but I don't care anymore. I'm done being silent." And just like that, we realized something huge was about to drop. She took a deep breath, stared straight into the camera, and said, "M has been lying to all of us." The comments exploded with, "What? Spill the tea." It was more than just a messy fling or a few DMs. Jasmine claimed that M was making huge promises to her, things that would make any wife go wild. She said M had been secretly reaching out to her for days, telling her that if he could do it all over, he would have chosen her, and that he felt trapped and unhappy with Yandy. Yeah, that's when things went haywire. When did Yandy find out? Hell broke loose. At first, Yandy stayed quiet as fans tagged her everywhere, waiting for her response. But Yandy isn't one to stay silent for long. When she finally returned to the internet, she looked like she'd just been through a battle. Her eyes were swollen, her eyeliner was smudged, and her first words were, "This is just the beginning." Those close to Yandy knew it wasn't just gossip. This was serious. Yandy, clearly shaken, called M into a private meeting as soon as she found out. And trust me, what happened next could be straight out of a movie. Picture this. Yandy, trembling, holding a phone, and then, boom, she slams the phone onto the table with explosive energy. She storms into the room, slams the door, and stares M down. His entire demeanor shifts. The first thing he says, "Are you really going to trust her over me, baby?" Oh no, he didn't. That's textbook gaslighting. But Yandy wasn't having it. "I'm not a fool," she says. And that's when M starts shifting uncomfortably in his chair, knowing he's in deep. M looked around as if searching for an escape, but there was no way out. Out of nowhere, Yandy pulls out a second phone. As we all know, when a woman has two phones, the game has changed. The voicemail is played, and it's M's voice, clear as day. He says, "I miss you, Jasmine. I think about you all the time. I just want to make things right." The room goes dead silent and M's face falls. In a panic, he lunges for the phone, but Yandy grabs his hand before he can reach it. "Oh, now you want the phone?" she says. "But you weren't expecting to get caught leaving these messages." At that moment, M knows it's over. But he tries to shift the blame, saying, "You and me, you always assume the worst despite everything. I've done for this family." "Oh, buddy, you've made a huge mistake. Yandy's done now. She's had enough." "Now you want to talk about family, but you're out there telling another woman you wish you had chosen her?" she says, sitting silently because there's nothing more to say. Then Yandy completely loses it. This wasn't just about infidelity anymore, it was about betrayal. M sat there, silent, defeated, and humiliated. This is what happens when a woman stops being angry and is left only with sorrow. The years of loyalty, the sacrifices, suddenly felt meaningless. That's when you know it's truly over. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Things are about to get even messier. With her heart racing, Yandy rushed out of the studio, struggling to comprehend what she had just heard. She had given everything for him, stood by him during his darkest times, and supported him when the world was against him. But now, it felt like it was all for nothing. She had just uncovered the lies, the shame, and the betrayal. As tears flowed, it became hard for her to see clearly while driving home. She wasn't ready to cry yet, but her mind was racing. Had she been blind all this time? Had she ignored the warning signs? Was everyone talking about him behind her back? Then her phone rang. "I don't even know what to say," she said, but M couldn't deny it. He just sat there silently. The voice on the other end was sharp and urgent. "What the hell is going on?" It was Kimbella. Yandy let out a long sigh before responding. "You know I always got your back, but this is terrible. Jasmine's out here dropping receipts like it's Black Friday." Yandy's stomach dropped. There were audio memos, screenshots, and pictures. Jasmine had all the evidence. She barely managed to say, "Yeah, I need to see them." When she opened the photos, she couldn't deny what she saw. One was of Jasmine lying on M's bed in a hotel without a shirt, and another of them enjoying wine at a fancy restaurant. The worst part? M was smiling in both photos. Her voice cracked as she said, "I can't do this, Kimbella. I can't defend him anymore." Kimbella responded with steady conviction, "You don't have to, Yandy. This man has cheated on you. Too many times." It hit Yandy then. This wasn't just a case of personal betrayal. Yandy Smith was a role model, a woman who had earned the respect of other women, built a brand, and created a reputation for herself. And now M was dragging it all through the mud. Wiping away her tears, she muttered, "He won't make me look foolish today." Meanwhile, M was in a panic, his phone blowing up with his name trending. M knew he had to fix this fast, but for all the wrong reasons, so he quickly called Jasmine. When she picked up, she told him, "You need to clean up the mess you created." He lashed out at her, but she just laughed. "Oh, now you want to act crazy?" she teased. "You made this 100 times worse," M snapped. Jasmine smirked. "Worse for who?" "I'm telling the truth, and you're the one who kept coming back to me. You made promises, and I just exposed them. This wasn't meant for the public, but just so you know, I haven't even revealed everything yet. I still have more receipts." M's jaw tightened. "If you don't fix this, I swear..." But Jasmine interrupted. "What are you going to do? You don't own me." Meanwhile, as Jasmine plotted, Yandy was pacing, knowing she couldn't wait for M to spin another tale. She needed to take control, so she grabbed her phone and went live on Instagram, reaching thousands of followers. "We've got your back. Yandy, leave him, he's not worth it. Are you okay? I'm praying for you." Her followers showered her with support. Yandy took a deep breath before speaking. "I wasn't going to say anything at first, but when I saw what was happening, I couldn't stay silent. I won't let anyone make me look foolish," she said, as the comments flooded in. "I've supported my man through everything, but today, I witnessed something that shattered me. This is painful, but I'm strong, and I'll overcome this." Messages of support poured in, urging her to defend herself. The narrative shifted. Yandy wasn't just the betrayed woman anymore. She was reclaiming her power. As she processed the situation, M's hands tightened around his phone as he contemplated his next move. He quickly called Yandy, her name flashing on his screen. Would she answer? Just as Yandy was about to make a decision, Jasmine appeared on the video feed, sitting with a serious expression. The internet crashed in anticipation, and then Jasmine dropped another bombshell. Taking a deep breath, she said, "I didn't want to say this, but since everyone's talking, I'm going to give you the whole truth." The suspense built as Jasmine added, "Yandy has no idea what's really going on." The world stood still. Admirers were stunned. Jasmine claimed Yandy had been planning everything all along and that M was already shifting his finances to start fresh. Was it true? Was Yandy really running everything behind the scenes? Jasmine then released more receipts, and that's when Yandy realized this wasn't just about cheating. It was something far more complex. Yandy knew from the overwhelming evidence that M had been plotting this from the start, and the depth of his betrayal was unbearable. She now had to decide whether to fight for their relationship or end it once and for all. After taking a final look at her phone, she turned it off, knowing everyone was waiting for her response. The truth about Em and Jasmine Bleu had shaken her, and her pulse raced as she flipped through the messages, validating her darkest fears. The situation was tense as she weighed her next move. Every piece of communication confirmed her suspicions that Em had been deceiving her, and this was no fleeting affair. It was serious. Meanwhile, social media was ablaze with fans divided over Em. Some labeled him a serial liar, while others felt there was more to the story. As the hashtags #Justice for Yandy and #Messes trended, Jasmine Bleu enjoyed the spotlight. Throughout the chaos, she continued to fuel the controversy with cryptic Instagram posts hinting that it was Em, not her, who had been pursuing her. "When a man shows you who he is," she wrote, knowing she was making an impact. At this point, Em knew it was over, but he tried to flip the script on Yandy. "You always assume the worst about me, even after everything I've done for this family," he complained, but Yandy was done. "You want to talk about family, but you're out there telling another woman you wish you had chosen her," she said, making it clear this was no longer just about infidelity. It was about the total collapse of trust.